After making a step-by-step video on how to replace a heater core on a 2008 through 2012 Jeep Liberty or Dodge Nitro, I received a lot of positive feedback and some questions that I would like to answer in this video. Look for timestamps in the description to navigate through the video quicker. Today's 2012 Jeep Liberty puts out only about 120 degrees Fahrenheit of heat at idle and seems to have restricted airflow when it's set to hot. Airflow gets better when we switch it to cold. Now I have a separate video on how to diagnose heating issues, so here I am assuming you already checked all of that, and we are going to dive right into removing the heater core. The process is thoroughly covered in the first video, and the first question I would like to answer is: something is holding the dash around the instrument cluster area.
Use this light. There's our dash, and there is a problem that some people asked me about right here in this area. When you're trying to pull the dash out, something is holding you. What we see here, there's a couple openings, 1 and 2, and these two pieces, those little, there are two 10mm bolts that bolt from underneath. So you take those out. One of them has a bracket right here, that black one, and these pieces, they sit right here like a little square on one side and on the other side. When you're trying to pull the whole thing out, this little square runs into this rib on this side and on this side right here. And if you're trying to lift the dash up, it runs into here. So there is really no way of going around it. This is just a poor design. They forgot. I think what they should have done is just cut this out a little bit, so that when you're pulling the dash out, you can go past this rib, and once you go at least a little bit further, you can raise the whole dash out and pull out of there. So this is the reason why you're getting hung up, and this is the reason why you can see right here, you can see how it got cracked. That's the only way to really go about it. Unfortunately, you just have to force it, and there is a chance it's going to break. Unfortunately, I hate leaving anything broken. There's really no way of fixing that. Sometimes these pieces just come off, and that's just the way it goes. There's still other things that hold the dash in place, like these guys right here, these bolts and these bolts. So that's just something you're going to have to live with.
Next question: can I change the heater core without recovering the Freon? Or why do I have to recover Freon if all I'm doing is changing the heater core?
Okay, so there's our HVAC housing. Some people have asked me, why do I have to recover Freon in order to change the heater core? Well, the reason why is because both the heater core and the evaporator core, which sits right here, are part of the HVAC housing, and you have to disconnect both systems in order to remove the HVAC housing completely from the vehicle. On this particular vehicle, some people have tried removing just the heater core without removing the whole HVAC housing, and I think you can do that. So there is a screw right here, 1, there is one right there, 2, 3, and then couple clips right there, another screw right here, and then on this side there is, let me see, can you see that? There's a clip right there, and right there at the bottom, let's see if I can turn my light on. These guys just fit in 1 and 2. So let me just remove this stuff. And you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Obviously, this is the way it sits in the vehicle. This is where the firewall is. The steering wheel would be on this side. This is the center. This is the passenger side. So let's remove all these screws from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have these 2 clips. Okay. 1, 2, hands. Okay. So now these 2 clips removed, those 4 screws, and that 1 clip right there. You can lift this whole piece up, supposedly. You see, like that. I just don't know how well it's gonna work for you with everything still in the vehicle, but yes, you can do that. This piece that fits in here, and those 2 tabs that fit in there. So you're gonna have to tilt it a little bit, but I think you can remove it from the vehicle without removing the whole HVAC box. Be prepared for some coolant. And once you remove this, now we can just work on removing our heater core, which is sitting right there.
Now, addressing poor airflow when we switch it to hot.
Alright, so before I put the new heater core in, I just wanted to quickly show you this little piece sits inside right there. Basically, there's a fitting right here and another fitting right there, and it sits right around here, about like this. The problem with this piece, we have air going in this way or this way. Right now this door is closed. You can see this door, there's nothing's going to go this way. This is all closed off, and air is bypassing our heater core. When we're switching over, we're turning this door, we're closing that door, and the air is going to go through the heater core. It's going to run into this piece right here, and just compare the two. When it bypasses the heater core, you see this. You can see all the air is just going to go straight. But when it's going to go through the heater core, it's going to hit this. Just a couple little openings right here. And so I think this piece is blocking a lot of airflow, because other than that, I'm not really seeing why we're not getting, let me just leave it here for now, why we're not getting a lot of airflow. If you look at the heater core itself, there is no leaves. It's not blocked in any way. There's no obstructions or anything. This is a pretty clean, nice little heater core. So, and I didn't find anything on the inside. So I think this is really what's blocking us. So that's why I removed it. And make sure to take plenty of pictures of how everything's positioned, because these motors, everything needs to be exactly in the same position where it came out of. Pay attention to these little notches right there, where they fit and stuff like that. If you have to disassemble it, disassembling is pretty simple. You just pop this off. The only thing you're going to have to cut this foam apart, but that's no big deal. Just put it back together like that. That's not going to affect anything. So yeah, that's a tip. I'm going to put it all back together, and let's see if this is going to make a difference or not. I just don't see any other reason why we're not getting good airflow when the heat is on. So 169 degrees comparing to yesterday's 120. That's the difference. And the volume of air is very significant, all thanks to this piece right here that I just took out and left it out. So yeah, take it out. Works perfect.
If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share your feedback in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Good luck and take care.